I'm sorry. You know,
sipping and then going back to position.
because, I was thirsty.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boss Babe Blog Podcast. I am your host, KeTohn, and today we have a special guest joining us. So it is Dani from Hootstop.com. Welcome, Dani. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm really excited to have this conversation because I know that when it comes to business, a lot of times people feel like they're all over the place. Sometimes people feel like they don't have any sense of direction. And so having this conversation is going to give the audience 5 different tips or 5 different ways they can focus on growing their business. So let's get this party started. Started. Hey, get that dance. Hey, yeah, get it. Yeah.
Look, you always got to start with laughs or whatnot. That should be my number one tip for real, for anybody. Just like shake it out.
All the negativity, just get ready to have a good time.
Yeah.
And get ready to get productive, get excited about your business and all the growth that is to come, period.
Yes. It's like putting a little biscuit in the oven and it develops. You get excited once it's ready to be eaten. That's what you're working. I'm sorry.
Right. No. You're so right, though. Okay. So let's talk about it. Before we get started with your 5 tips on how to grow your business owners, and some of these tips are very generalized, which means that regardless of what industry you're in, you can utilize this to help with growing your business. We're going to start off with a free offer that Dani is providing from Hootstop.com. Yep, you heard it right. Friggity free. So let me read this to you so you know exactly what's going to be happening, and let me explain the rules. So, free video advertisement for the 10 business owners, first 10. You can earn a chance to win by simply tagging another business owner to this live Facebook interview. Share the Facebook podcast interview. After tagging, you will receive a link from us where you're going to fill out a form for your advertisement. We will do this until there are no more slots left. If you are selected by the designer, Dani, she will reach out to you to announce this on this live. So you have to, the gist is watch the live, tag some business owners, tag another business owner to the live, and share the live. That's all you got to do, just at least one. And then you can put it in the comments. Be like, hey, I've done it. Check me out. Because she's going to select 10 business owners, and they're going to get a free ad. So you just got to come back and check up on the ad and see if you get a response to know if you won the prize. Here are the rules. Here are the specifics. Okay. After you receive the free video advertisement, you need to leave a review for the designers on the designer's Facebook page to share your experience with them. So how did you have, how was your ad experience with Dani? What did you like about the ad? Things like that. Go and share your experience by leaving a review on the Facebook business page. Then, and we'll make sure to share that in the podcast information. Number 2, you will fill out a quick and easy form to share your design preferences so that you can receive that free video advertisement. Number 3, the video advertisement will be anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds long based on your preferences from the ad form. After the form has been completed, there will be one ad created based off that form. Once you submit your form, the ad will be created and finalized. So make sure you double check your grammar and responses before submitting the form. She's moving quick. She has a lot of design projects. So if you say on the form, Dusty Biscuits, but you meant to say Busty's Biscuits, maybe we got.
You might want to change your name.
Triple check. Guys, it's important. And then the last thing is that this is a free ad service. So it's somewhat of a demo experience of what you would receive if you're wanting a full ad service from Hootstop.com, because that is one of the services they provide. So if you are wanting a more personalized experience, if there's other questions that you feel like, oh no, she didn't ask me, the specific sentence that I want ran across, or the color that I want flashing across the screen. If you have more specific things, then you can purchase her full service. But this is the demo to show you her capabilities. It gives you an idea of what you could experience for your business. You're going to fill out that same form. Everyone fill it out, and then their ad will be created. But like I said, if you're someone where you're like, that sounds great, but I want the actual service, then you can just go purchase the service and she'll take care of you. But this free offer is available for 10 business owners. So if you have any holidays coming up, if you have any special occasions coming up, if you have any group trip coming up, any excursions that you're hosting for your business, this is a perfect time to do a 15 to 20-second ad. And some people ask, long enough? It's more than long enough, because you don't want the ad to be too long anyways. People usually lose retention after probably about the first 10 to 30 seconds anyways. So that would be a perfect ad slot for you to be able to post over and over again and quickly get a message across. So now that we've talked about the rules and I've given out that free offer,
excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Of course. So we're going to go ahead and introduce Dani from whostop.com. We're going to get straight into the juice for you, and then we're going to talk about her story. So let's talk, Dani. What is the first behavior that you can do to grow your business? First thing that you can do to grow your business. Number one.
Hey, one up. Now, the first thing that you want to do is, a lot of people, they don't know where to start. Okay. And picking one particular platform or one outlet to really display to your audience what you do is key. It's key, because you can be consistently online. I know we talk about consistency a lot. You can be online, on IG, on Facebook, on everything, but what are you really building? You have 3 different audiences at that point, plus another like YouTube or Twitch or whatever.
Yeah.
So for me, what I normally do is I'll post a little preview or something on IG, but my main audience that I'm focusing on right now is actually taking the people from IG and building them up on YouTube. So like we were saying with those commercials, 15 seconds is that little reel, that's that hook point of you bringing in that new audience member. So to have that as like, it's what you need. First off, platform. Second off, those 15 seconds is really that hook into building that audience and bringing them to that platform. So that would be my number one. But, ultimately it's up to you. Like we said, these are going to be general. So you don't have to go to YouTube. You don't have to be Facebook or anything like that. Maybe your thing is vending. Okay. Maybe all you do is you go to every vending in your city, like every opportunity in your city. And that's enough for you, because trust and believe, I have partners that I work with. That's all they do. They're not online. They may have a website, but they're not on social media and stuff like that. That's their one platform, but it works. So, but yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That was it. That was it.
But I love the fact that you talk about the importance of the power of consistency and focus on one place, because we've talked about this before in the past, where it's like you create the focus on, Twitch is the new thing. Oh, Twitter is the new thing. Oh, Threads is the new thing. Let me hop on that. Let me hop on that. Let me hop on that. And a lot of times people miss that core question, which is, are you consistent where you're at already? Because if you're not consistent where you're at already, it's kind of like winning the lottery, but being the worst person that spends, or the worst at spending money. Like if you're already taking money that you're making and then just spending it everywhere and no investments, and you're just wasting it, when you get that lottery money, the chances are that those behaviors are going to carry into that level, which is why we talk about stepping into your success. Like you can't just think, because I'm going to go to this platform, I'm going to gain sales now. No, because if you're not consistent on the platform you're already on, and like you're saying, if you haven't figured out that place that works for you, then you may not meet that sweet spot. Now, is there a chance you could, because it's popular? Yes, but it's kind of like shooting an arrow blind to try to, hunt whatever it is you're hunting. But it's like, let's be specific, let's be targeted, let's be intentional. So I love the fact that you mentioned that. Really great pointer. Now, the next tip that you have, or the next behavior that you have, goes kind of into a mixture, I believe you said.
Yes.
Your decor services. But what is your second tip that you're giving to people to help them grow their business?
So before we get into the decor and, your, like, why that's important, because that is literally why I started the business that I started. So one of the important things that ties into, finding that platform is also just knowing who you are as a brand. That's what your logo is. It's the representation of who you are to your audience, but also what your audience is looking for. See, look at that. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if your logo speaks to what you do, you never have to really open your mouth. Think about it. What does Chick-fil-A sell? I don't even got, you don't get an answer, but like think about any business that is really up there. Their logo says everything that they do, or their actions do. So, but getting into, finding, how to make that platform work for you, how to decide what your logo is going to be, that workspace that you create yourself is going to either make or break your business. And I'm glad that you brought up the workspace, because when you sit down to create something that only fits your business, whether you are a contractor creating blueprints for your next home, whether you are Boss Babe Blog servicing a couple of other clients that need, graphic design, any of that, like promotion, any of that, you have to be able to get those thoughts out, right? Mm-hmm. So what I normally do, I will clear a whole area. If I don't have a dedicated office space, and this is speaking to a lot of people because a lot of people work from home. If I don't have that space, I'm going to make that space. Okay. I'm not going to sit in a cluttered, whatever, closet, office, room, whatever, and say that this is my business. This is my office. This is what I'm about. Because it doesn't even show up. If you don't show up for you, how do you expect other people to show up for you? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and it plays such a huge factor on your mental. Like I've had people tell me, "Oh, now I gotta work. I worked all day. I gotta go home." Okay, that sounds like you're going to the dungeon. Like,
there you go.
What's happening at home? Like, oh, it's dirty. It's this. It's that. Sounds like you need to invest more time into making your home that safe place than always trying to find that safe place in other places. Because at the end of the day, the biggest concept that people struggle with is learning how to be at home and alone by themselves and at peace. You're never going to be at peace alone if you're not investing in your space and where you're building that safe place. So if you got this crazy, like you said, like your office is not together, or it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be, working from a skyscraper, but do you have something with your goals on it? Do you have your logo somewhere? Like you said earlier, like, is your brand being represented? Are you seeing yourself on multiple different places? Is it inspiring? Does it make you excited? However that looks like. But if you don't have that and you're not working towards that, but you're spending your free time working towards building other people's safe places or other people's that you're not investing in yourself enough. It's a sad truth we have to admit. Why do we go to a 9-to-5 job and spend all this time decorating, cleaning, organizing other people's offices and stuff, and then get home and your office is, a square of a picture of something that you drew 20 years ago and a table that you got from IKEA. You could have went out and got you a desk at one point in time, but you focused on other people's safe places, going out and doing other things. And that's great. Express yourself, release. But when you come home, that is your sanctuary. That is the place you lay at night. Respect it, appreciate it, adorn it, celebrate it. So I definitely agree with you on that. Like, really big pointer about the whole logo thing and having things that remind you of your business everywhere. So
absolutely. And I know this is a video in its own. I know I should toast you because we both rocking Hootstop, baby.
Dang, we both drinking something cold because, girl, you see that nice little rim? Yeah.
That's because it's hot. Ooh, happy Memorial Day weekend, y'all.
Yeah. Hot. Happy holidays, y'all. Listen, it's hot in Texas, baby. I can't even explain the heat. That's a whole nother trauma we have to get to another day.
It's okay. We're here to create our peace. So,
the peace. This is what I'm doing. I'm here to replenish, hydrate, not pass out, and create my peace all in one.
There you go.
Shout out to Hootstop.com for my personalized Boss Babe blog mug.
It was a pleasure.
Yes, it was a pleasure receiving it. So, yeah, it was good. I enjoy my mug so much. But so you talked about creating a valuable platform, but staying focused on that platform. Yeah. You talked about ensuring that you're working in a productive and inspirational space, representing your business, whatever things inspire you. And then the next topic that you have, or the next behavior that's going to help you with growing your business overall, what is that?
So for that, it's a dual side to the same coin. And what that means is, whether you work from home or you do go to a 9 or 5 or you drive Uber, when you come home and it's time to, take off that work hat and put on that I'm chilling, I'm about to go eat, I'm about to go play some games, whatever it is, whatever that is separate from, that work mentality, you have to give your mind the time to relax. And the only way to do that is to make sure your home is actually geared for that relaxation. It promotes that good mental health, and just saying, yeah, I have a meeting at this time, but I do have an hour where I can just take out some time for me and breathe a little bit, because imagine, public speaking. I'll use that as an example. A lot of people get anxieties. They get, kind of like that. They freeze. Like that was a perfect example of, not being here with your thoughts. I can't find the right words. So as an artist, I will use my hands. Here is your thoughts. If you don't bridge that balance of work and life, then it's always going to be too much of one or the other. That's where the overwhelming feeling of I have this and I have this and I have this and I have about this much time to squeeze in 5 things without any peace to myself, and I'm going to take that time later on. Sometimes that's not the best idea. So clear that space out in your home, whether it be the basement, whether it be a corner in your room where you throw a giant beanbag and that's like your bookshelf next to it and you got a little personal library, whatever it is, you need to have that in your home. Otherwise, again, you're not showing up for yourself, and then you're also not really giving back to yourself. You're not enjoying all that you're working for. So what are you doing it for if you're not enjoying it too?
Yeah, we get so caught up in the whole like work. And I can definitely admit, like, I've been one of those people where, yes, I work very hard, but at the same time, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to enjoy yourself. It's okay to really enjoy the journey, because once you get to the destination, you look back and you realize that you didn't have to necessarily withhold yourself from that joy or that peace or that relaxation. Of course, you're going to have to work, but like you said, take that 10 minutes and go sit on a beanbag or stare at a ceiling that has a beautiful painting on it, or just something helps to mentally take you to a different place and not be in that mode all the time, because it is very unhealthy. And even though we have to work to make money, just like with technology, we have to use technology to communicate in some situations. We can't let that be a justification for now leaning on that all the time and not knowing how to turn off, shut down, and disassociate, because we are in a day and age where everybody
look at the table, at whatever, at family gatherings.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh, look at this. Girl, I don't want to see your phone. I've been looking at my phone all day. Get out of my face. So,
I came to see you.
We got to get a little bit more present, and we got to be able to take a break and like really pull ourselves away. As hard as it is at times, we got to be able to do it. And I always try to think of it this way: you don't make excuses for any other part of your life. When you got to get those bills paid, when you got to get those children fed, when you got to get that partner taken care of, when you got to get that family member driven to point A and B, you don't make excuses. You just make it happen. So when it comes to your life and your personal life, don't make excuses. Just make it happen. But I know she really. Oh, what do we need to do? We got to figure out what schedule we're going to work with. We got to figure out how many minutes a day we're going to use. But we cannot make excuses for ourselves while showing up for everyone else, because that's not a good behavior for success. That's a great behavior for tanking yourself and your business eventually, gradually. You won't see it immediately. You won't feel it immediately, because some people are like, oh, I'm fine. I help so-and-so. I do this and I do that, and I don't need to take any time, and I'm good. No, you're not good. Right now.
You also see a therapist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Those are the same type of people, though. They're like, I don't do all these breaks because I don't need them, but I go see my therapist twice a week. That's why you have a therapist, because you're not taking time for yourself. The therapist is taking time for you.
Yeah, like, no, I'm not feeling good. Let's not normalize the idea of working and going hard for everybody else. And then when it comes to ourselves, we're putting ourselves last, because that's not a business mindset. Maybe it might be a humanitarian mindset. It might be a, just a kind person mindset. But if you are a business owner, you understand this is a business first. So what that means is what needs to get done so that I can thrive. And, fortunately enough, how you live in life, your personal life, that has to get done in order for you to thrive in your business. You can't be coming to work tired, half ready to work, depressed, low energy, not feeling good. You got to prioritize, and you can't make excuses. This is not an excuse area. You got to get it done. So I like that you mentioned that topic, because I think we walk past that a lot. We focus on every other part of our business, and then how you're living, how's your space, how are you taking breaks? We just get past that part. Oh yeah, I'll get to that later. Let's talk about these sales, So we can't do that. We can't keep doing that in life and expecting to have peace in what we're doing, or happiness. You're not going to be able to achieve that. So I appreciate that. So the next tip that you have, I'm going to do a quick refresh. Talked about creating a valuable platform. She talked about the importance of specifying that platform and staying focused on one platform at a time, not jumping from, A to B, really trying to see through and one action, one plan. Then she talked about ensuring that you're working in a productive and inspirational space. Working, keywords, working. And then also ensure you are living in a productive and inspirational space, having that safe place within your home, making your home that safe place. So those are two different levels, because you got the working side and the personal side. And then the last tip that you're going to be giving is about live streaming.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it. What we got?
So first off, I know y'all heard live streaming, and for the ones that don't, you're like, oh my God, I got to worry about chat. I got to have the headphones. I got to have this. I got to do this. Don't worry about any of that. Let me tell you something real quick story. Just the bullet points. My first stream. Yeah, it's tea time. It's always tea time with Dani. I can't help it. But if you're on YouTube, you'll understand the reference. But my first stream, called Tea Time, I had a sheet, my bed sheet, behind me, over top of the window, over top of my TV. Like, it wasn't a pretty space by far. I had my laptop stacked up on some boxes. I had some earbuds, like I had one Bluetooth in one ear, and then one string and one connected headphone in another, just so I can listen and do all the fun stuff. There was no emotes, none of that beautiful polished stuff that everybody always thinks that just automatically shows up.
None of that.
Right. Yeah, none of that. That stuff is cool. I'm still working on that too. Because I do want, we're gonna talk about that after. Gaming's in the future. Just know that. Right now we're focused wellness and art. Gaming's in the future. But when it comes down to streaming, just try it. It took me 6 hours to sit down, decide that I wanted to do a live stream for one of my birthdays. And that's how pretty much the entire YouTube got started. I left that video up so people can see just how janky it is, but you need to try something that sets your soul ablaze. If you're getting into the media, live stream is the number one to go, because there's nothing better than jumping into the pool rather than walking down the steps and feeling every single cold bit rise above your knees. That sucks. It's like, ooh.
I a little weird pool dance.
Yeah, it's that, ooh.
Jump in there. Just dive in. Go.
Just dive in. Because the worst case scenario, you're either going to get cursed out, somebody going to say something stupid to you. Both of those can be deleted. You don't have to even look at them. You don't have to read them. Those people are not your people. And then the other thing is nobody shows up. So what did you really lose other than time to practice something that you're interested in? And I say, we're focusing mainly on live, but do that with whatever that number one thing is that has your heart racing like this, that you're like, I want to do it, but I don't know at what point to start. Just do it. If it's free, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt anybody around you. Just do it.
Yeah.
You learn from just diving in. What did you learn? Oh, well, the water's now warm. I feel it. We up to here now. I don't want to get my hair wet, but we up to here.
It's really not as scary as people make it. It's really the fear of what if it doesn't go well that a lot of people get stuck on, and then they don't actually do it. And that's actually something that I was working through and talking about in my personal life, because I love to dance, but I'm also I can be a perfectionist at times. I can be very particular about how I want things. So I'm like, okay, I like dancing, but this video isn't perfect, or this isn't the right light, or I don't know if I want to start posting it. And then I find myself, what did I do when I first started? Just post, just promote, just create, because no one's perfect. The beauty in humans, we're not perfect. We're not robots. So, you can fly. I'm quoting Key and Peele, by the way, y'all. So,
I caught that.
Earlier when I was like, you can fly. It's from a movie. You got to go watch their skit and you'll understand. But at the end of the day, what you said really relates as far as like jumping in, not just sitting there and, I'll just try a little bit. I'll just try. For some people, that tactic might work. However, if you are a person with a sense of urgency, like there's a fire underneath you that's me. Load, if you don't get to where you're trying to go, or if you don't speak out, that's going to be painful. If you're going, okay, today I'm just going to say something thing that I like. Okay, today I'm just going to say one thing about get it out.
Just say it.
Talk. Exactly. You're really speaking. There's a lot of truth behind what you're saying. So now that we share these 5 tips, let's get into your story. Let's talk about your credentials. Let's talk about it. So what's your story?
Ooh, where do I even start? I've always been an artist since day one, like drawing on walls type thing down to.
Sorry, Dani. Let's rewind, because I meant to do this before we started. I want to list off the 5 behaviors that you share for anyone that's starting the video at this point in time. So, I'm going to have to go back and rewind because she shared some juicy insight. But first was creating a valuable platform for your audience. The second one was being specific about one platform and focusing on that, not getting that action paralysis and, all over the place. The second one was ensuring you're in a productive working environment and space. Ensuring that you're in a living space that is productive and inspirational as well. And the last one was try live streaming. And she shared some insight and inspiration behind each tip. We've conversed about it, so you can go rewind and you can learn it there. Now let's get into your story. So,
hey, thank you. And also going back really quick to the trying live, if you guys have any questions and I'm live on YouTube, come through, ask your questions. I will answer it right then and there. I have no problem. It is a safe space to chat. Okay. Just nothing crazy.
Okay, y'all heard, because let me tell you something. What's the first thing that we always hear people saying? Oh, it's so expensive. There's nothing. Now listen, sometimes y'all hear people say things, you hear opportunities and you listen and then you don't grab it. So this owner, I'm reminding anybody who's been thinking about YouTube, who's been thinking about starting, somebody just said they're live and you ask a question, as long as it's not crazy. Get on over there, take advantage and really utilize these opportunities, because this can help you with propelling to the next level. And there's a cost right now, so I would take advantage while it's available.
Yeah, because at some point I'm have to throw up. Well, first is a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But for right now, I just want it free information.
Yeah, that's a really opportunity. So I really appreciate that. Let's move into your story. So, who is Dani? What is her story? Talk to me.
Ooh. Prepping, the reason I did that, because not too many people like to talk about themselves, right? Like, Not really. Not when they get down to what is their story. And prepping for this actually taught me more about myself than I already knew. So, like sitting there, like writing out, like, okay, how would I describe myself? Who am I past my name and my business? For so long, I intertwined the two that, you know, I just became synopsis with the business. But I am an illustrator. I'm an artist of all sorts. So I I went to CCBC for college, but I was originally, and that's just for people who, know Baltimore, know Maryland type thing. They know my backstory loosely. Starting from the very get-go, born in Arizona, moved around a lot as a kid. So I probably went to 5 elementary schools by the time I was in 5th grade here in Maryland, which is insane. But with that moving around, you kind of get different viewpoints of the same like cookie or apple that you're looking at. Like if you hold it in front of you and you look at it differently, it opens up your mind in different ways. So the reason I bring up the fact that I traveled a lot and still do travel a lot is because I use that as inspiration for my art. So me as a person, I'm a helpful person. I like to, live life to the fullest and the freest. Like whatever I get into, whether it's art, music, gaming, story writing, that's something that I don't share a lot. As an illustrator, I do write stories and stuff like that. I take my life experience and I put that into those things. I don't know if that really explains my story too much, but
it explains what you do, who you are. You're an illustrator, so no, it does.
Yeah.
Are there any other parts of your story that you want to share that you think is important for people to know?
I would say throughout all of this, I have genuinely always been like an active type of person. I've always, fed my soul, did the things that I loved, but also tried new things and learned different things from other people that did things that I never thought I would. Like, any type of martial arts. I always loved watching it as a kid, but I didn't know that I would try so many growing up. And now trying those different pieces of martial arts helps me design characters that might have a fight scene. So the things that we do in our life, we're learning more than one lesson every lesson. Yeah. And that's very important. It's very important to even see that as an option. Through my art, through my work and life balance, I've been able to rebuild myself as a creator. I create more with food. I draw food. Like
a really good job of that food.
I want to Studio Ghibli level is what I'm working towards, even just as a loose personal goal. And they make food look like it's right in front of you, mouth watering, like better than what could be in front of you.
That's sushi. That's sushi backpack. I'm trying to tell y'all, telling y'all is not enough. Let's just pull up the sushi.
And I'll tell you what, while you're pulling that up, it's a fun fact that we're talking about intertwining and finding the balance of stuff, because I went to Colorado one day and they had a rice ball place, right? Like they had just a place that sold rice balls. That's all they did. Specialties and rice balls, all different types of flavors. And when I tried this barbecue salmon one, I was like, oh, but it only exists in Colorado. I was so mad. And I was like, this is the one time. Oh. It was good. It was good. Because mind you, they're about this big. Sorry, let me try.
Oh, dang.
About that big for $3.50. Okay, you can't. Right, for $3.50.
In Colorado.
That's insane. You call what?
And where? In Colorado?
In Colorado. It's I'll have to look it up and get that to you. But the reason I bring it up is because shortly after was Inktober, and that rice ball was still on my mind. So as you see, I went and I drew. I don't remember if that one was live. I think that was just an Inktober sketch that I did for my community. And now years later, like a couple of years later, I've put it on a book bag for you guys. And I've put like the little sushi sashimi in the background with the salmon on it. And I'm like, it just makes me, every time I look at it, it makes me think of that exact salmon barbecue grilled rice ball with the eel sauce on top.
Appreciate the fact that there's little pieces of sushi in the background of this backpack. Let's start off there with just and let's move into the sushi. Like, you can't tell me you don't think like that's some thick sushi, and it's smiling at you too. Like,
yeah.
Thick.
Look,
you put it in
a little wink.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh, okay, you play games. So yeah, let's just talk about this rice ball and sushi minimalist backpack, guys. She is amazing at creating food, and I'm sorry that I turned this into my little food.
It's because I keep bringing up food. It's my fault.
Let's go ahead and take that off, and let's get back to this professional interview. I needed y'all to understand. Yeah, she knew how to do that. Yeah, I still got my ice cream sweatshirt. I when I look at it. So
look, I got you.
Appreciate it.
Because like all that is to say, and even just looking at that book bag and that memory coming back, like I was in Colorado and I ate those rice balls and it touched me so much that I not only made art of it, I also put it on a book bag, and I'm like, yeah, that right there. Like, it was the best way that I could share that experience through trickling down that experience. Like, I know I already did like a whole Colorado vlog trip video on YouTube. It's still up there. I don't really delete anything. So if you guys ever want to fact check me or look back into my past and see where I've come from to where I am now, call me out, because I'm learning as I go. So if I said something crazy back then, I apologize. I'm better now. I've grown. But I leave it up there to show that growth and for me to see that growth in due time. So I think as a person, designer, as a business owner, whatever you really want to see me as, it depends on where you find me, first off, because I've been a teacher too. Like, I've taught classes, I've mentored artists that travel to Paris back and forth, have working galleries. I'm currently a mentor. Sorry, lost. I didn't mean to say mentor. I am a mentoree. Okay. That's why I said fact check, because sometimes I be talking but stumbling over my words. So, but yeah, I've been a mentor and I've been a mentoree. Let's keep it at that. With that being said, everything you go through in life is for you to teach the next person, whether it's to teach them to do something a certain way, to not do something a certain way, to experience it for themselves, or what have you. But every little thing you go through, whether you stump your toe on the counter or you find $1 million outside your house, that just all them lessons like trickling down from that experience, and not just lessons, but creativity from it mainly. I've been focusing a lot on my peace and my meditation and my wellness. So you'll find me like trying not to say certain things in certain ways. And I'm growing out of that too.
No, but that's good though, because you're being intentional about the words that are coming out your mouth. And sometimes we don't do that enough, because we live in this world where our bodies and our brains are almost trained to have that instant gratification feel. Like, oh, I'm feeling this in the moment and I have to release it. I have to say what I'm feeling in the moment, regardless of whose feelings are in the way or what that person's going to feel or what their family's going to look at. And so we have to sometimes train ourselves. Hold on a second. How am I presenting myself? What is my intention and my goal? So I don't think that's a bad thing at all, that you're intentional about your words.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's really just the like stopping and pausing, like it's that part that I'm growing out of, like the Like Obama, look, outside of him being an awesome black dude that we just love because he's a genuinely good person, his speaking, go watch him speak and how he processes his answers in his mind. Yes, he has a cue card or whatever you have up there, but there are certain things that cue cards do not prepare you for. And he's a real speaker, because you can tell by the way that he will process it and flow it out with intention, without fear, with confidence and calmness. And that's what you want when you are doing lives and videos and stuff like that too. So,
okay, give you some insight. Okay, give you some homework. I appreciate
it. Is that called a response?
Yeah, I like it though. I like it. Very able to process that, because it's a part of being a business owner. Processing, you have to be an active listener. So to be a business owner, you have to be an active listener to what your customers or your clients are needing. And if you don't have that aspect of it, you're never going to be able to articulate or communicate or paint that picture that you're trying to get them to understand, because you're not actually processing the initial question or concerns. So I like the fact that you bring that up. So can you share with everyone, now that we've learned your story, you told us a bit about illustration. Can you share with us, what do you do specifically and what led you to start your business?
So what I do right now is, this is the easiest way to tell you. I take art and creativity with my community, and I take wellness and I promote that wellness through the marriage of the two by creating home goods, studio setup items. So as you see, our mugs, we will be getting to some other items as well as summer unfolds, but it won't even fit in the screen. This is one of our larger gaming mouse pads.
Oh, let me see if I can show mine off. Mine is like, as soon as I got mine, I like it.
Notebooks, because again, it goes back to that stationary items always being around, and not like even laptop cases. So this is my laptop case. It's about time to redo another one, but I'm sorry, not laptop case. This is a tablet case. It's about time to do another one. My stickers are ripping on it and stuff like that.
I said, that's really cool. I didn't even know you did cases.
Yeah. So the biggest problem with what I do is I can do anything. And I've always pushed myself to believe that that is fact. That anything that I set my mind to, anything that is presented to me, I can move with it or through it with grace and peace. And I kind of use that idea to be the mission for this business. So the idea of taking, art and wellness and promoting it is that living space, that working space that you're going to be in. If you don't solidify your mindset before you sit down to do anything, like whatever it is that you're about to get into, whether you're writing a book, whether you're designing a website, a logo, even sending out emails, all of those things can either cause anxiety, stress, whatever. If you don't have your mindset clear to focus on what it is that you're about to sit down and do, even if it's just paint, and it could just be splatter paint, it's not going to do you any good, because you're going to sit there for longer than you need to. You're going to be worried about all the other things that you need to do. And then you're not going to have time to even enjoy the fun stuff after it's done, because you'll be going back to clean up what was already messed up in that time that you weren't clearly focused in what you were doing. Yeah. So the idea is, I hit a really rough spot in my life, and I was just focused on when the next check was going to come, right? What is that next dollar? What is that next amount that's going to hit for this, that, and the third, whatever I got to take care of. And that feeling just killed my creativity. So to flip that and turn that around, I want to take all of that I learned, because remember, experience is a teachable lesson for somebody else. what your trash is somebody else's treasure. That's what that saying means. And I cannot stress to you enough that you can learn something from anybody you talk to. So don't be afraid to talk to people. Just be prepared for what kind of person they might be. But, you know, to keep you on your square, just, you know, ask the questions that you want to know. That's how you get to be your best self. And here at Hootstop, we promote you so that way you can promote your best self. Just by designing for you, you know, like you said, when it comes down to work and professionalism, that's where my detail just, my antennas go up. As soon as somebody says, you know, this is what I want, this is how I want it, this is what I want it printed on. I've heard everything that you said. And then I'm going to ask the questions to also weave in, well, what does this represent to you, kind of thing? How does this connect you to your audience? Because that's very important when you're choosing, you know, what merch to promote your business, what merch to have around you while you're working, what to have on your vending table to sell. Like, all of those things are very important, and it starts here. If you're not here with it, like, you can have all the stamina you want, you're going to burn out. I guarantee it, because that's me. I'm that person. When I first started, I was the staying up until like 12 in the afternoon. You hear me? Afternoon. Going to sleep, waking up at 4 p.m. and starting over. And I'd get up, exercise, shower, eat, work, work out again, shower, eat, go to sleep, get back up and do it again. And I did that most of 2020. And let me tell you, it's worth it, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, like you gotta find a balance that really works for you. And I'm glad you mentioned that about the tablecloths and stuff, because I've been having quite a few people in our network asking, like, you know, are you going to be providing this? Are you going to be doing that? Do you know anyone that does that? And of course, you know, it takes time to be able to give a reference if you're not providing a service. And even though you're not the one providing it, you're trying to send them to someone that really is passionate about what they're doing, so that you're not leading them to, you know, the lion's den. Oh yeah, sure. Head on over there.
We do.
And then they get half a tablecloth.
2,000. Yeah.
So, you know, I can proudly say that I'm really excited to be able to refer people to you. So for all of the business owners that have been looking and asking me about these tablecloths when you're going out to events, the vending setup that I'm talking about specifically, make sure you head on over to hootstop.com and do a personalized design consultation. Yep, head on over there. She's going to get you set up. And one thing too is that she is a true designer, and how you can usually tell the difference between someone who is a true designer and artist and cares about the craft versus someone who is simply filling and fulfilling an order is that the designers and the artists who have a craft and have been doing it for a certain amount of time, when they see certain things that don't make sense, they're going to call that out, or they're going to come back with not necessarily pushback, but information to help protect your presentation. And so that is one of the reasons why I didn't want to just refer people to anyone, because I've seen what people have been coming up with out there on this tablecloth thing, the vendor events and stuff. And so that's all I'm saying. So when you find somebody who is passionate about their craft, they're really here to help guide you and get you the best results possible. And that's why I'm really excited about this. You got to find the true artists, the true crafters, the true professionals, the designers. And this is one that's sitting right here. She crafts, she draws it herself, her design. And then if you have logos, if you have a vision, like she said earlier, she will help you with finding that. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody heard that part about the vending, the personalization, if you're needing the mugs, things like that, like head on over there, get these services from somebody who really does care. So yeah.
Look, and if you don't care about what you do, what are you doing it for? Like, for real, not to add any spice to the conversation, but
hey, you're not ready.
Like, but for real, like you said, there are people out here that will bleed you dry for one item just because they are trying to make that next dollar. And that's acting from a place of scarcity. So again, that's why mental wellness is very important. And also just, whatever you come to me with, just know you're in good hands. We're going to talk it out. If you have any questions, please ask, because I love answering. I like talking. You could see that. So, I do, to add to what you said, when you do that free consultation, if you're looking for custom stuff, my initial touch is going to be an email directly to the email that you put in that consultation. So make sure that you are checking your emails. I believe because this is a holiday weekend, it'll go out Wednesday, but I set up my system to remind people that, if I've already touched base with you for one thing or another, just to recheck that email. So that way we can make sure everything is completed to your liking and how it needs to be.
Okay, I love it. And you said something earlier too that I really wanted to touch on, the idea of like people really leading you astray, sometimes overcharging, sometimes really not caring about the work. I also want to say, like, quality is quality. So if someone really does care about that quality and you're not worried about, of course we want to pay a great price, but at the end of the day, do you want quality and do you want quickness and pay that price, or do you want to have quality, still get some quickness, but the pricing, it might be a little bit different. So like, if something is good, it's good no matter what the price is. But the thing that I'm coming across and what I'm seeing is that you have a lot of people that know people need these services, design services, and so they're stepping into that role, but they're not necessarily passionate about presenting that business owner life. So even if it's cheap, even if it's not expensive, you're still giving me the project and I'm just putting it out because I don't have those basic design concepts that really help to glow with your business and make it shine in whatever that project is. So I think that that's a really big factor we have to take into consideration as business owners, needing someone to do these projects for us. So I wanted to, touch on that real quick. Make sure y'all know now. But
let them know now. Let them know.
Let's move on to the next one. So can you please share? I'm excited about this one. I'm excited to ask this. Can you share your credentials, your achievements? Can you go down the line?
So I was gonna be real calm with this, but you done yelled at me before about not sharing all my long list of achievements.
Ow.
I said the last time I was on here, I'm an artist. I own the business. You said, she this, that. So I want to make sure that I'm ready.
It was a slight elevation. And I didn't yell.
She didn't yell.
Oh my God.
You didn't yell. Well, you know what it was? It was an elevation in tone to elevate me as a person, and you did. Period. Okay. Hot girl summer, boss babe blog summer. Let me stop. There you go.
I was like, say the credentials. Could y'all just
I'm sorry. You're right. No, I'm kidding. So I'm gonna be a little arrogant, just a tad. Yeah. To be honest, when I say I've been an artist all my life, like since kindergarten, I've won awards for creative writing, for designing either with murals, like with teams when I was younger, or now I just do them myself because they're fun. The bigger the better. Design bigger, design greater. So when it comes to like my creative writing, I'll start there because it's the smallest amount. I just wrote a book. So all of my creative poetry slams and, writing little things here and there. We just had a book launch May 4th. It was awesome. I'm still editing that content, so it will be out this weekend by the end of the week. Thank you. We're planning for another event as well. Not just with the book, but creatively as well with the Harlem Theater. It is a fundraiser for the Harlem Theater. So just being in those types of things, either you win grants, you get noticed by the city, stuff like that. So those kind of add in as you go. don't do it for that. But you do get those kinds of things as you go, which I'm learning more as an artist. As I develop my art, I'm getting more opportunities to do murals around the city through MSAC. I'm registered as an artist with MSAC. So yeah, when you live in the state of Maryland, this is key for all you artists in the state of Maryland, mainly for Baltimore residents, but I think overall they cover the entire area. You can register as an artist and you can work with them to get into galleries. You can work with them to get grants. You can pretty much anything that you're trying to do with your art to not be a starving artist that isn't making t-shirts, go through MSAC, because they are a school. They push you to, write your dissertations, write your resume properly, have your portfolio set up to the best of its ability. I want to say, I know I got a little sidetracked there, but that was just a little tidbit for y'all,
and insight that you're giving too. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's helped me for things like Artscape last year. Artscape is a really big art event festival type thing. Unfortunately, we kind of got rained out last year. But to be a part of it, that's something I wanted to do since moving to Maryland and finding out that we host that. That's big around the US. People travel to Artscape to see artists. So to have that win, I didn't even care if I sold anything, to be honest. At that point, I was like, I just want to be there. I just want to show off my art. This is a W. I've made it to this point, kind of thing. So, having my own business is awesome. That's credential. I teach people little tidbits because I'm learning as I go. So I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I am intermediate as of where I'm at in just my business and learning how to promote my art properly, what my art belongs on, stuff like that. So I've been able to become a teacher through the knowledge that I learned. I do have a degree. It's not a bachelor's, but they don't care about that anymore. They don't care about what level. They care that you did it.
Period. What's the degree in? Tell us.
Graphic design. Okay. Fine arts. Graphic design.
Huge difference whether it's an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's.
Yeah.
You've taken the time there's different routes on how you can learn things. But when someone takes the time and puts in hours in any kind of profession and then goes and starts to execute that or what they've learned, that's a big deal, because you do have a lot of people out here that are operating as graphic designers or as, brand specialists and things like that, but they haven't put in that time to really study what is the purpose behind the colors of your brand, what is the purpose behind the typography, why are you laying it out this way, what are you trying to get across to the audience? These are questions that they should be asking themselves and you as they're going through and creating your projects. Most importantly, there are certain guidelines visually that you have to study, and it doesn't mean you can't be successful if you don't know all of those, because some people have a great eye for art. However, it's great for someone that understands these concepts, because a lot of these graphic design concepts that you've gone to school for, there's studies behind why they're effective for the human brain. So having someone working on an ad, a flyer, a design, and they're knowing what colors make people pop, they're knowing what placement, is someone more likely to purchase from the right hand or the left hand. These are things that we have to learn as we study and build our craft. So I think, girl, you better walk.
Yeah. I even got a fun fact for you, because I looked through my credentials. This is the simple way of saying it. I'm gonna send you a copy of my resume. You're gonna be like, dang, she did all this? I'm like, yeah. To put it in words is weird for me. But a little fun fact for you. When I say that I don't put limits on myself, I don't. I always tell myself I can, whatever it is. And I think it has traveled through even just my work and stuff. But fun fact is, I didn't get on a team for team sports, like a legitimate team sport kind of thing, until freshman year of high school. Now, that was softball. And I only played for 3 years total of high school. I loved it. I loved it. When I got into it, I immediately took to it, to the point where starting out from freshman year and now we're in senior year, and I'm second best in the state as center outfielder. And I have those awards and stuff like that. And seeing that, it just boosts that feeling of I can. Like anytime that you're worried about, going to school, learning a craft, figuring out streaming, whatever it is, like just try. Just try and know that when you win, it's going to light that fire underneath you and make you want to win more. Like, I kid you not, it could be the smallest thing. It could be baking a cake, or it could be running a business, whatever that is. Like, just never tell yourself no. Never tell yourself you cannot. Okay. It shouldn't be in your vocabulary. Only say, I can. If you can't right now, you will be able to later. Okay. There's just no can't. We doing it. If we want it, we're doing it.
You're right. I think we've gone through a few, but did you have other two credentials that you wanted to share before I ask you your next question? I want to make sure we get all of that out.
We talked about the book. That was exciting.
Artist from a very young age, graduation of an associate's degree in graphic design, being registered in, what was it?
MSAC.
So, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then were there any other accomplishments or achievements that you wanted to share as well?
Not yet. I think I want to keep a couple as a surprise. So find me on YouTube. Yeah. The next live, I think I'll be chit-chatting with the community and get to know them a little further, because I'm still working on some stuff. Like,
okay. Well, I'm going to add to those credentials because
I didn't do enough. I told you.
I'm play with whostop.com. So let's go ahead and add them on, because I gave you your chance.
You see, I told you. I was like, yeah. Creator. Okay. On top of that, she has also taught people in self-defense classes.
All right. On top of that, she is an amazing individual. She is a great designer. She is very attentive. Her skills are great. She's an illustrator. So hootstop.com is not like your average, print and on-demand place. You're getting illustrated, branded logos, designs. That's different. Like, it's a whole nother level. It's an artisan craft. To be able to draw something by hand and then formulate that into a logo, or formulate that into anything, whether it's, a cartoon, whatever the case may be. Although this is my logo, you can go on her website, hootstop.com, and you can see the designs that she has drawn and sketched out on her own. So I want to make sure that, we put that out there, because that is a craft that is very unique. There's so many brands out here that I could go, okay, yeah, I want a mug printed. Print me a mug with my logo. Okay, cool. But there's not a lot of brands out here where you have a personalized designer sitting there ready to design something by hand for you. If you say, I want a picture of a little black girl with her afro and, her smiling walking down the street. There's not many brands that are going to come to you with a personalized designer and say, okay, what are your preferences? What does this mean to you? Tell me the vision. Go back and handcraft a drawing just for you, and then give that to you to put on your products. There's not a lot of places to get that. So, let me rephrase. The quality and the personalization combined with the actual service, that's what makes this unique. So I just want to make sure that we do touch on that. We reiterate, like, these are drawings that you can say what you're looking for, and she can go and create that image. So yeah, we don't talk.
I know, and I didn't even say it, but that's literally what we do on live. Like, when I say that some of these drawings on the website, I heard you. When I say some of these pieces on the website are community made, like, I will sit down and sketch, and I will have people, tell me, oh, can you design this? And I'm like, yeah, why not? And I'll draw it right there while I'm chit-chatting with you live. So these designs aren't just like stuff that I just blurt out in my head. Sometimes it's y'all hopping into the community live and then we just chit chat. Chit chat. I think the ice cream spaceship was actually requested by my wife when we first met.
And I'm not even gonna lie, shout out to her because foodies appreciated her, you know? That's all. Because every time
she's a chef. That's
people ask me, they're like, is that ice cream? What is that? I'm like, yes, it's food. Yes, it is. Enjoy it. Yeah. If you want one, you know where to go. Stop.com. But no, that's a beautiful piece. And I think I'm glad that we talked about that. And you also shared a little bit of insight on the live experience, because people got to know, like, they just got to know this is a unique thing. Like, don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not just learning this by myself. I'm learning this with whoever wants to take this ride with me. So if that's you, we got seats open, and our seats, you know, like a bus, we got plenty.
Yeah. It's a beautiful experience. And also, I think reaffirms the idea of socialization, which is what we need more of in this day and age. Even though technology makes it a little different, at the end of the day, having a community where you can come and chat and talk and just bond and connect, that is the purpose in life, is to connect and be able to create those connections with others. So that's why I'm like, this is a beautiful thing to have that personalized experience with the designer. So yeah, stop.com. Okay. I'm excited to have you guys in the directory. Another level of passion, excitement, quality. And on top of these credentials that we've talked about, she also has a personal coaching chat, a coaching community inside of one of our Boss Babe blog communities.
I do.
About it. So if you're wanting some insight and links to some of the videos she's posting, information on the businesses, any updates on new things that might be happening, you need to go ahead and join that chat. She has more accomplishments. We'll be here all day.
I know. That's what I'm like, let's keep.
So yeah, but I just wanted to make sure we got through that bit. Okay.
I appreciate it.
I got your flowers. You're an amazing individual, and a lot of times we don't give people their flowers enough. And I'm never going to be that person to wait to give somebody their flowers when they can't receive them. So I want to make sure in the moment when, we're here with these amazing people, we're shouting out the amazing things they're doing. So just congratulations on everything that you're doing. Congratulations on your book. Like, I'm so excited. I'm trying not to get emotional.
I know. And I didn't tell you. At the book launch, this is one of the greatest feelings that I had. One of the ladies that put in an order right there, because we didn't have any books present, she put in an order for 5 books. She actually works with children for their mental health. And I was like, this is why I wrote the book. That right there is why I wrote the book. And when she ordered them, I know this is not a business tactic that you should do.
What you?
I did something you gonna smack me for, like right on the head. I was like, well, how many are you trying to get? And I negotiated the deal. So I sold the books lower for what they normally are on Amazon. And she's like, well, I want to make sure you get your cut. I'm like, I'm getting my cut by you taking care of those kids, because that's why I wrote the book. So as long as you get them, I'll send them directly to you. Just let me know how many you want, and boom, we'll hash it out there. And she sent the money. She paid for the exact amount of books. I didn't get any type of profit off that, other than the feeling that her as a teacher saw value in my creativity enough to then take that to her students that need healing. And that's what it's about. So that was a win.
It is a win. It's a huge win. And then on top of that, we have to also remember, in business, sometimes we have to make investments. So in this investment, you didn't lose money, but at the end of the day, even if you decide to go ahead and buy the books for her, whatever you decided to do, that's an investment towards your business in a way that you feel like is close to your mission. And you and I have talked in private about some of the benefits of, even if you're just doing it from your heart, still the benefits of keeping that and documenting it as, the donations for tax, for things like that. So like, I think at the end of the day, whether it's through money, whether it's through passion, whether it's through word of mouth, whatever it is you're doing, if you have an intention behind it and you know where you're going, it's okay to make certain moves for your business. And some people don't understand that. So that's why I'm like, what works for you works for you. Every business is different. And where you're at and what you're trying to do in that moment may make perfect sense for you to make that, because she's sending that to multiple students. They're going and sharing that with their families. They're keeping that book, you know, so this is word of mouth marketing that you're going to be able to utilize. So, no, I definitely commend you. And I also just want to, again, congratulate you, because look at people and I see that this is someone of quality. This is someone who is passionate. And at the end of the day, be in their presence, be a part of their communities, take advantage while they are accessible to this level. Of course, they're going to continue to be accessible in certain ways to fulfill their passion. But while they're accessible at this point, support them now, because it's about to be big. It's already big. I'm just excited to be able to see all of this growth happen.
Look, I'm happy that you're along for the ride, because for real, y'all have no idea, but we wouldn't be as elevated as a business if we didn't work with KeTohn and Boss Babe Blog like consistently, and we're serious about it. I know you almost made me cry, and I'm not trying to make you cry, but I am like, we are here. As my mom used to say, I am because you are. And I'm passing that on to you, because I am at this point because you didn't give up on me as a business, as a friend, as any of that. Like, you just said, hey, you're better than this. Let me show you. And that's what Boss Babe was. If I could just sum it up in that, you're better than this. Let me show you. That's what that is.
I'm getting tears. I'm getting emotional. But
I'm sorry.
I'm so excited because, you know, we work so hard as business owners, as women, you know, as creators. And so just to be able to have these moments is so special to me, because I see how much work we put in. Okay.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I sucked mine back in just to make you. I'm so sorry.
Here to end of this. She is so, after that last podcast when I cried with Shay, we sit in the kitchen, she talked about, and here you go, blood.
I swear, we got the same mom.
And here you go. This is about Shay's boutique. I said, Mom, I can't help it. I'm trying to have another video. So if you get a call from her and she said, and there she go, blah. But no, like, we work so hard, and you know, people don't see everything that goes behind it. They don't see that sweat. They don't see the tears, because at the end of the day, you're not trying to be a walking pity party or sob story. You don't want people to feel sorry for you. You want people to see your potential. You want people to see your vision. You want to be able to share it to a wide audience. That's what it's about. But there are things that you have to go through. You're human, and you're still also balancing your business. So I'm just happy to see this, because, you know, we're going to continue to grow and elevate. And as we continue to open up new doors for ourselves and others, we get to look back at these milestones and say, look at how much we knew. Look at the things that we learned. Look at where we're at now. Like, I'm really excited about it. Like, I'm hungry for it. And I know you feel it. And so I'm excited. I'm happy. And I will always continue to support and affirm you as a business professional. You deserve that and more. So, you know.
Shoot, look at us twinning with our flowers, giving each other flowers today. That's really why we did it. I brought you some flowers so you can bring me some flowers. I'm sorry. This was supposed to be 100% professional. No. It's me, y'all. I'm a goof.
This is what this is about, though, at the end of the day. Like, if you have professionals in your corner that are really great at what they do, give them their flowers while you can give them. You know, this is something that you don't get a second chance at all the time. You might have a really great relationship with a person and you didn't give them their flowers while they were in front of you. And then now you guys don't have that relationship anymore, and you're looking back and what could I have done? There's times you physically can't give someone their flowers anymore. There was an amazing woman that I ran across, and she was in jewelry, and she decided to support my business just to support the vision. And she shopped with me. You know what I mean? Passed from cancer. And this is just to really make it click for people. This is not someone that I knew. She wasn't like my close friend, but in that short period of time, she wanted to give something. And so for people out here who are living your day-to-day life and you have the absolute blessing to wake up and achieve to wake up and have the option to communicate and create a connection with another person, don't take these moments for granted, and don't take the people around you that shine like that for granted. Give them their flowers while they're here. Support them while they're here. Shop while they're here. Share while they're here. It doesn't make sense to wait until someone's leaving you because they're no longer in your life, or when they're no longer here, to start talking about all the things that they've done. It doesn't make sense. So I just want to, always be the person to preach that and continue to share how amazing you are, how much I appreciate you, and how happy I am to have you.
I told you I sucked him back up. Hold on. I feel him coming. What's the next question? No, let me stop. Because that last one almost got me.
There's a beauty in small business owners. I'm very passionate when it comes to that topic. And I just, I really, when I see people out here working like that and doing it, I see that grind. I see that talent. And I just want to, shout it from the rooftops. And I'm glad that you're here in our network. There's business owners who've already talked about, sorry, let me make sure I adjust something real quick. There's business owners that talk about all of the amazing things that you've done in just a short period of time with their business and things that they loved. So I'm hearing really amazing things, customers and business owners in our network. But we don't want to cry no more. I don't want to cry.
I know. And I will say it has been a true pleasure, like just being a part of the directory, as well as just communicating with the community that we're building over there. It's like, I just want to be there all the time. And I'm like, I'm also a business owner, but I'm like
all the time
doing both. And I'm like, I'm here for the community. I wish I could be a part of that volleyball game y'all having, but I get too competitive. You have to kick me out.
Girl, I already made it clear. I did. At this point, I was like, listen, you coming to get served. Whoever you're coming from, you come. Go ahead and get ready. Be prepared for a little disappointment, I can tell you. But we're going to have a good time. You got to promote your business when we're done, but you coming to get served. So, no, I definitely on that competitive factor, but we will have more events, and hopefully Hootstop will be able to host some events and do, if you're in town or you're doing a pop-up shop or you're traveling to different states and stuff, you share that in the community and let them know. But my goal that I'm working towards really hard is to have multiple shoppers from specific states. Right now we got shoppers from all around the U.S., but I'm building on each state. So I'm focused on getting Texas business owners in there. I'm focused on getting, Baltimore business owners in there, so that when the business owners that are in our directory have their pop-up shops and events, everyone in the community and network can come and flock to them. Like, we can go and support each other. So that's the mission that we're going for. So I really appreciate you even acknowledging and shouting out that work that I've been doing.
Girl, I said I am because you are. Hello. I know this is supposed to be about Hootstop, but Hootstop wouldn't exist if Boss Babe Blog didn't step in to elevate me to that level. So I can't not share that part of my growth. You know what I mean? Again, I'm sorry. No tears.
It made me cry.
I'm sorry.
Trying not to blubber. Guys, I can't be doing this. Is podcasts in a row. 2 podcasts in a row.
I'm going to have to make it out to Texas because you and I have never met in person, and our bond has just grown.
Is that not crazy? I'm like, man. So I can't Texas because we will definitely have to hang out and do some kind of big business event, something. Like, we don't have to do something. It's definitely
I'm planning
that. Yeah, we gonna need that. You outside in the best way. But so I really want people to be able to join us. Let y'all know we're gonna be productive too, though. So don't be crazy.
Right. We gonna have both. You gotta have both.
You gotta have a balance. And I can't wait for us to be able to do that. But I just want to say thanks again for recognizing those things, because I really appreciate it. You see that hard work that is behind it. You've seen both sides. You've seen the aspect of the business, and you've seen the aspect of me, like, really working and putting in those hours to make it happen. And I've seen the same for you as well. So the next thing that I want to move to is, what is one obstacle that you have overcome in your business? Or
you know, it's both life and business together. It's that balance in between. It's that, you know, coming home and instead of just throwing something down because I'm done with the day, it's maintaining that clean space and organization that I need to have in both life and business. Because when you're exhausted, you're exhausted. You just want to plop down, get your nap, get up, get something to eat, and then do everything then. But it's the consistency of keeping that balance up that has been the hardest challenge for me. That sweet spot between not too much work and not too much play. And bringing it together to where I can still succeed in both. Like when I'm relaxing, I'm relaxing. I don't pick up my phone and start texting about business. I don't go looking for something that I need, that I know I'm going to work on later. I used to be really bad at it, right? Like we were saying earlier about going to an event and always talking about, well, I do this, this is what I do, buy from me, this is what I can do for you. Oh, you got an IG? All right, this is about business kind of thing. Like, yes, okay, network, but that's not all who you are. Like at one point, I had merged myself so far into my business that I was like, dang, who am I? Like for real. I am Hootstop. I'm not Dani, I'm Hootstop. So it became this, like, I gotta stop.
She said, I gotta stop.
I really do. Like, I gotta stop. Like, I gotta stop the working when I need to stop working and stop the goofing off when I need to stop goofing off. Like, the schedule is still the schedule that you set. No matter what that looks like, keep that schedule. That's where you have to be tough with yourself. If certain things kind of move around, you know, slightly, but you're still in that flow, that's okay. Don't get stressed. Nothing has to be exactly the way it is. You just have to understand that, yes, this is my schedule. I need to stick to it as much as I can. Like, and then just, you know, growth. Sorry.
No. I was just saying, you're right. Like, take it seriously. This is something that I have to honor. So I definitely appreciate that. And I want to ask you, you know, we kind of have to make sure we're speeded up because we
I'm sorry. That was me.
With Brian and all that other stuff. But I want to make sure I get these juicy things in there. And then I wanted to share one last thing and give you an opportunity to do that.
Yes. Ask away.
Let her look. So basically, I'm sorry.
This is why we're running. All right. Serious.
We can't never act right. All right.
Nope.
So she gonna pop her collar like that's gonna change it. So what is one piece of advice that you would give to business owners and future business owners? I'm really interested to hear this from you.
Ooh. So I think it's funny. I think it's funny that this is the next question. Pretty much my advice. You ready?
I'm ready.
Y'all ready? Breathe. That's it. Just stop and breathe twice a day. Now, at the book launch, I told people stretch twice a day and drink water. I think it's double the amount of ounces or your weight in ounces. But truthfully, breathe. Everything that you are working towards is going to happen. If you think it's going to happen, it will happen. There's no changing that. Okay. If you work towards it, it will happen. If you're BSing and you're wondering why it's not happening, it's because you haven't corrected that BS behavior that you already know what it is. Whether it's your phone, whether it's distracting, productive procrastination, that's me. I'll go work on 5 other projects that don't need to be done until October. But I know I got to study this one technique to make sure this video by the end of the week is done. Stop it. If you take your time, breathe in the morning when you first wake up, step outside, touch grass and breathe. All right. In through the nose, hold for 3 seconds, out through the mouth, and you good. And do it 3 times in the morning, and then do it at night after you close your laptop, after you've had dinner, or even before you've had dinner. Go out back to that spot, touch grass, even if it's your porch, go barefoot, just stand outside and take in that moment. Be present. Once you master that, you will be present in your day-to-day work, okay? Your day-to-day living. And that presence breeds your focus into your creativity, into your product. You see where I'm going with this? Strong foundation leads into that win. So breathe. It's going to happen. Don't overwork yourself.
All right, that's a good one. You made me want to go outside and touch some grass. I would take this podcast outside. Right?
Look, I mean, I got a door right there.
Somebody's kid be like, "Hey, what you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But I'm definitely doing when we get. Okay, Same. So amazing advice. I do want to just briefly touch on something that you mentioned earlier. So you were talking about, you were giving me my flowers on Boss Babe blog, and I just got to give you one last flower, and that is that, a lot of times people say things, they're like, man, if you hadn't done X, Y, and Z, we wouldn't do this. And, I also have to remind people too, I want to give you your flowers in the sense that if you didn't have that initial drive and that passion and didn't do that work, it would never have been. And so people sometimes, for people that are watching and don't understand her journey or have not seen all of her journey, giving flowers, I appreciate it, but also understand that this is coming from a person who has put in the time, the effort, the studying, all of that on her own. So it wasn't like, oh, here's everything. No, like we had to meet each other there. She was working hard to do things on her own. So it's taking it, I'm going to take that into what it needs to be for me. But that takes work, that takes effort. So I want to make sure that people out that hear that and understand the heart that goes behind it. You may not see it, but I wanted to give you those flowers for that, because there would be no business if it wasn't for your continuation to grow, to elevate, to challenge yourself. So that's it. We're not going to do this giving flowers war.
I know. Flowers. You see me tighten my mouth up. That's me holding back.
You're getting ready to say something now. And I want to give you your flowers. No.
No flowers.
I don't have any more flower cups. So
I have plenty. I'm sorry.
The last thing that I want to end on is business opportunities. So let's talk about it. Are there any business opportunities that you are open to? Do you have any events coming up, live streaming specifically, that you're going to be sharing? Are you looking for brand ambassadors? Are you wanting to partner with business owners? Are you looking for collaborations? What are you looking for in a client? Like, let me know what opportunities are available with hoopstop.com for any business owners or people that are interested in being an ambassador.
Y'all ready for this one? Because this is good. I actually, when we first sat down, I was like, I don't got nothing to offer nobody except free information. But I can proudly say I am at the point to where I would love to, in the next 6 months, ideally, I would like to have an assistant. So to get to that point, I would like to work with some affiliates. So I need to set that up. That's in the works, announcements coming out in the next couple of weeks, because I know some of y'all are like going back to school or going to college, stuff like that. And I'm not really going to put too much of an age gap on that as far as like who can, because I have nieces and nephews that will work with me and they're like 12, but they're family. So people in high school, if you need student service learning hours, then maybe we can discuss that and work with that. But when it comes to the affiliates, anybody can be a part of that, because it's home goods. It's stuff that, you would pretty much promote just by being you, just by doing the things that you do. So whether it's I create a custom piece for you and you purchase that to then show off and then use that as your affiliate merch, that's one thing. So we can work that way. Or for the creators that, that know me, that I'm in contact with pretty much weekly, like Christine, we did a collaboration. So for the people that don't really want to do the affiliate route, but would prefer to just collab with me, if you're an artist, collab with me. Hit me in my DMs. I love, 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 love working with other artists because I don't know, there's just something about me seeing the apple from the opposite side. It's one of those things. It's like I have my set skill, you have your set skill, and we come together and I feature you as an artist on the website by whatever it is that we do. So I had a friend that I did a matter of fact, the rose logos and stuff like that, the rose geranium sponsorship that you and I did a while ago.
Hey, I knew that, but I didn't know the other aspect of it as far as an artist coming and showing off their art. I didn't know to that depth. But that rose geranium feature, that was beautiful. Like,
that was fun.
Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna lie.
That was fun. I will have to put those on pillows too, so I'll give you a heads up. In case you want those pillows instead of the ice cream pillows, I'll just boop, boop, boop. But right now, I'm not in the place to have an assistant right by me. However, unless, you want to volunteer your time, in which case I will always teach you everything that I'm doing. There's no gatekeeping. If you work with me, whether it's a collab or you volunteer your time, all you got to do is show up. All you have to do is show up. Okay. As far as collabs, it depends on who you are, gamer, business owner, any other type of streamer. We can bring two things that we do together and just, bring peace to both of our communities. Cause really chats be crazy. Chats get crazy. So
I'm loving the opportunity that you just presented. So I want to relist that for anyone that's listening. She's talking about potentially doing affiliates for people who just love the wellness side of it and want to share and showcase, the products they can put in their home, whether it's with, the brand or if it's one of her items that she's selling and has handcrafted and designed herself. She's talking about partnerships with other business owners that would like to partner with her, collaborations with other artists. If you want to get in her messaging and, talk to her about what you have in mind and see how you guys can come together and how she can feature you on the website. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that and shared that because I think, I don't know if I told you that, I draw, right? Did I tell you that?
I don't know if I've ever seen any of your art.
Yeah. So outside of logos or business and stuff like that, I draw. And I didn't know that you did collaborations on that level. So I'm like, hold up, we do things like this is new, but I'm thinking out about that because I do have art that I've sketched and I've drawn, and I just haven't really done as much with it. But to be able to collaborate with another artist and find something inspirational to create together, that's a beautiful collab. And then the most important one that you mentioned, we got to talk about the internship, potentially an internship, I would call it. So for people who are in the design route, if you are in college and you're needing to get hours on working with someone who is in graphic design, if you are someone who is just trying to learn how to better round your business, this is a great opportunity. You can be an assistant and you can receive insight and information for volunteering your time. So if you want to commit to 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week, whatever you're trying to commit to, come to her, see about how you guys can make that work, because that is a golden opportunity. And it's an amazing way to be able to get insight and also provide value as well. That is what I would call the golden partnership. So, yeah.
It's fun.
Get on there.
Look,
what that like, y'all gotta get one of these, a chicken salad. Right. Yeah. Who's top salad? But say thank you so much. I know we could talk for hours. We can go on.
I know. We almost at 2 if we keep playing.
Oh, so I'm like, look, let me stop. But I do want to make sure that I first just like say thank you again for joining us, but also thank you for the free opportunity that you're providing for everyone.
Yes.
And a chance to be able to have their brand with an ad. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being a member of the thank you for the value that you provide. And thank you for joining us, the Boss Babe Blog Podcast. Is there any last thing that you'd like to share?
I would say one thing that I learned, don't listen to other people, y'all. They don't know what your dream is. Only you know your dream. And every dream is worth like seeing it fleshed out. Okay. So just keep moving, breathe, drink your water, and you can do this. You can do this.
Snaps, claps, and thank you guys so much. If you would like to see more of Dani, there is a chance that she will be interviewing on our podcast in our group interviews, so you can learn more about her perspective and insight. And you can also head on over to whostop.com and you can learn more about her YouTube live streams. So thanks for listening to the Boss Babe Blog Podcast.
Yes.
Out.